This is a homemade video of the unleavened bread that Kiefer baked for Abba's house in Shelly Beach. And here is Kiefer to just say something about this bread.
This is just an amazing thing that happened, and I want to dedicate this whole baking process and all the ingredients that we're using to two of our very best friends, Barbara and Ronnie. This is how they taught me. I've made some alterations about it and made it a bit different, but this is how it comes, and this is wonderful. So check it out. Fran is going to explain how it happens, and this is how we do it. Thank you.
Okay, so this is what you will need. You will need olive oil, or you can use a blended seed extra virgin oil, because economically that is a bit cheaper to do. So you will need 1 cup of olive oil. You will need 3 cups of white cake flour, and you will need 1 cup of lukewarm water, and you will need 2 teaspoons of 1 teaspoon of salt. So then you just add it all together in a mixing bowl. And then now, this is optional. If you want to add coriander, then you just take coriander seeds and you grind them, and then you put about
2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons of coriander into your mix. You can even put some coarse, the coarse salt only go in later. So, or you can put black pepper or so on. For Kiefer, he just felt the coriander is significant because the manna that Yahweh gave the Israelites in the wilderness was like a coriander seed. So this is just also just a significance, but you don't have, that is absolutely just optional. So then you just mix. This is what you need for your dough. That is it. So let's just repeat. 1 cup of olive oil or the blended oil, 3 cups of cake flour. Don't use self-raising flour, because remember, this is unleavened bread. 1 cup of lukewarm water, 1 teaspoon of salt, and about 3 tablespoons of coriander, ground coriander if you want. So, and then you just start mixing it. You take your fork and you just mix it well together, just to blend them all together. Just get all your flour and everything mixed up nicely. Okay, and then you take your hands and you start knead the dough to a very nice soft consistency. Aoife likes to take it out and put it onto a table and then just start maneuvering and knead it well. The more you knead, the more it gets such a lovely consistency to work with and soft to work with. And then you also need your baking trays like this, and you don't have to even spray them butter then, because there's enough oil in your dough, and so you just take it as it is. And then you also need a rolling pin, and you need a cookie press or something that you can just press out your bread, which Kiefer will demonstrate in a couple of minutes. And on what percentage is your oven?
250 on the gas stove.
On the gas stove, we put it on 250. On an electric stove, it's quite a high temperature that you use.
Yeah, but you've got to watch it.
So you can put it at about 200 degrees,
I think 200 is sharp,
in
yeah.
the electric stove as well. But you will see, you just
or maybe
have
180 on the
180 on an
electric
electric stove. But you will see, you have to keep your eye on it all the time. It's not a matter of like a cake, put it in and leave it in for half an hour or something. It doesn't work that way. But you will see as he carries on. Okay, that is it. Is it all ready now, Opa?
already.
There we go. So then he makes little bowls out of it. So, and then he's going to take bit by bit to start rolling it out now. So there comes the rolling pin. And now you just have to roll it, and you have to roll it very, very thin. That is one of the very important tips. You have to roll it out very, very thin. And as you see, he doesn't even put oil or flour or nothing on the surface where he does his dough. You just work with it like that. It's almost paper thin, Kiefer, will you say?
It's about 2 millimeter thick.
2 millimeter is very precise. Now it's 2 millimeter, you roll it out. And you can see inside the dough, the little spots. That is now your coriander that you will see inside your dough. If you choose to put it in, if you don't, you just leave it out. Okay, there comes the cookie press now. And now he's just, as you can see, press out little round square, rounds, circles. And you find it's better to use a cookie press and not just cut it somewhere in squares or anything.
No, this works better for me.
Okay. So now he lifts up the little circles, but you see now that the size and the form will change, but that is fine. It doesn't matter. So he just picks it up like that and put it onto his baking tray. Shouldn't you put on the stove already?
No.
And even now, just check there. It's breaking up a little bit, but that is fine. Don't stress about that. That is perfectly fine. You just put it on like that. You will see how he's going to manufacture that a little bit later and fix it all up. It's very unique. It's like Yeshua, like Yahweh created us, each one unique. Not one of it is exactly the same. So there's your individuality. This is a service to the house, and Peter really does this, and he feels this is what he gives back to Yahweh, And he really, this for him is a love service that he does. So now he takes his fingers and he just presses it even flatter and thins it out even more onto the baking tray. And remember, there's no oil or cooking spray or nothing in the pan. Now you just press it down with his finger. Why did you find out this is working very well to do this?
You get it flatter, like more like a chip, and otherwise it doesn't become crispy. You need it to become crispy, and if you leave it thick, it takes too long to get done, and it's very tough then. So now it's like crispy, like a chip, like a Simba chip.
Okay. And I must say, what I like is once he's done this, you can take coarse salt or Himalaya salt, and then you can just grind it over that. That is also very nice to have a bit of extra salt on top of it, as he's going to show you. And just ground your salt, and then you just sprinkle some extra salt. Be salt of the earth, you know. So that, to me, I kind of prefer the extra salt on it. And there we go.
Sure.
Okay, so there is the first one ready to go in. Look how it sticks to the pan. You can even turn it. And then into the oven. And you close it. And we'll see, we'll just check the time to see exactly plus minus how long it's going to take to check it, and because you have to turn it around. So while your pan is in the oven, obviously you're carrying on with your next set of biscuits, bread and dough, and get that ready so long and put it in the next, it depends how many pans you've got. Okay, this is about 5 minutes later, so now we're just checking to see what it looks like. It already, so now Kifa just picking it up with a fork, turning it around. It's still a bit soft, it's like soft, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So now you just turn it around,
Yes, it's
so
hot.
it's not, and it's very hot, so you've got to be careful and tough. So now you just turn around all of it. You can see it is paper thin. Now if it break or whatever, don't worry, that's fine. You know what, you want to taste it in the meanwhile. Oh, Opa, don't be nervous now. So obvious, it depends on how high you've set your stove, and the longer you bake, the warmer your stove get. So the time may vary. Okay, so just check it, because it can burn very easily as it's so thin. And back in the oven. And we'll see how long now. Okay, and this in the meantime, while your other pan is in the oven, you're getting your next batch ready. Okay, so this is now again about 8 minutes.
Total 12 minutes.
So it's about 12 minutes plus minus altogether. Let's see what this batch looks like. And according to the chef, this is
almost done.
Almost done.
Just turn it around in the oven.
Turn it around in your oven. It depends on your oven, and just put it back for another a minute or so.
Yeah, you'll also see when you pick this up again, the dough is not like you made it originally. It's like becomes like elastic. This was also picked up. But what you must do is pick it up and knee it again, and just leave it so that it can rest. Then it'll go back to the flexibility that you had originally.
Okay.
And then you can roll it out, leave it a little while, because if you press it out, it's like shrinks. But if you leave it a little bit, it stays like that.
There you
It
can
stays
see
like
now
that.
it shrinks a little bit.
Yes.
So once you've used it, you say, and you gather it together and knee it again,
Yes.
then it gets a bit elastic. So
That's
just
right.
knee it again properly
it.
and just leave it to rest a bit,
Yeah.
and then it will be back to the first
Yes.
original state.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So do you think those is now ready in the oven?
They're done.
Let's have a look.
That's basically the color that they should be.
Okay. And now it's nice and crispy. It is not
very hot.
soft anymore, but it's very, very hot. So you have to let it cool down a bit. And there we go. There is your unleavened matzos. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shelly Beach.